And probably one of the craziest shocks this show's ever produced, in my opinion, to this date, to this episode. Ghost and Tasha lost one of their kids. Welcome back to Fog Entertainment. I genuinely cannot believe what happened at the end of this episode, but let's just get stuck straight into it. Let's not beat around the bush. We do begin this episode. Tariq is going through the coyote, whatever skill this is up north. Him and his daddy's there. He's like, I want to change, damn it. But was Tariq ever going to get it that easy? Probably not. We've got Paz, who's over at Angela's apartment. She wants to make sure she's safe. There's a wee bit of Mike's blood still on the wall. Teresi phones Tommy. He's like, I want to meet you, son. Looks like that's the way that's going to go down. But Tommy, everything's kind of falling apart for him, apart for like Teresi. It's great that he's got to know his dad, but everybody else, all his his connects kind of out the window. All his primeras, all those guys that move the product, own the territories. You know, the Tinos, the father, all these guys, the guy for Saw 2, they're all making these moves and it looks like it's just no happening. And then we've also got a new appointed head, this black woman, and she has the role to appoint Angela Valdez. Sax or Mac is like head of the criminal justice. Who's it going to be? Like, she kind of asks Angela about who should I choose between Mac and Sax, and I think Angela would 127% pick Mac every day of the week over Sax, but then she's like, why not me? Which is a valid point. Why not me? What about me? What about Angela? Ghost then goes meet with the guy, the councilman guy down in Queens, and then it turns out during this that basically they're funneling money through like a 2-bit crew in Queens, and I just don't understand how Ghost has even like agreed to this, like ended up in this situation. Like, why the fuck would he care? And I tell you what, right? In the next episode, it makes even less sense to me, but this is quite, giving it the whole speech. I'm the man. And as that he's giving this speech, we see later on in the episode this woman at a like diner, bar, restaurant, whatever, hears his voice on TV and she freaks out. Now, I initially didn't know who it was, but it turns out it's the woman from the premiere, I believe, the first episode of this show. So that's quite intriguing. Obviously, they killed her husband, who's played by Manny Montana. So how's that situation going to arise? Brains and the other guy basically confront Tariq. He's like, "Are you cool, Tariq?" They're like, "Yeah, I'm not ratting on you." And then they're like, "All right, we'll leave you alone then." Then we see Ray Ray. He pays these two guys a visit and kills them both. Obviously doesn't trust them, and it's good night to them. Tommy then pays a visit to his mum. Demands that, right, I need proof that Therese is my father, or else they're not going to let me see him. And it looks like this was him, like, officially cutting ties, with his mum. I just don't really see where else this goes, if I'm being honest. We then have Dre burning down the product, burning down the warehouse. Things are not looking good for Tommy, like I said. Angela then meets with Proctor, but joining his firm, but looks like things aren't going to go down that road. And I tell you what, this is like a weird scene because I just don't really like Proctor did hide the info that he's got on Tommy and Ghost away, and I'm going to assume that's going to play a big part later on in the show. But essentially, everybody here moves against Tommy. All the Primeras. Tommy doesn't have any of them on board. He then badmouths Dre, and Dre's like, "Well, you know what? Fucking go ahead, Tommy. You need me." And Tommy's like, "No, I don't." Essentially fires him, but that's exactly what Dre wants. Then Ray turns up with his police uniform on, saying he would like to speak to Tyreek, but Ray's like, "No, he's not here, officer. Why?" And she's like, "Oh, no, never mind." He leaves. Right. I thought Ray, I never knew he was a cop. I just assumed that they hoovered this uniform, and this is what they were doing. It was just like a fake uniform. I get it. I knew Jukebox was a legit cop, but I didn't realise that Ray was a legit cop. That's what kind of threw me off track here. And essentially what Ray's going to try and do, he's going to use his cousin, who essentially is Tyreek's girlfriend at this point, to lure Tyreek out at the school dance. So it looks like he's going to try and put a bullet in Tyreek. But surely they're not going to kill one of their kids at this stage of the game. Surely not, man. Surely not. But things are pretty much falling apart for Tommy. He meets with the guys for Chicago, and they're like, I should have put him in the grave with Peter. Tommy then goes confronts Keisha. Keisha's like, no, you're not funneling money through my fucking hairdressing place, so fuck yourself, man. Which I thought was pretty mad. Then we get one of the final scenes of the family all together. We've got Tasha, we've got Ghost hugging his daughter, of course, Raina. We've got Tariq sitting there. And Tommy comes up high. He's like, all right, everyone. Then he's like demanding the money that Ghost owes him for pretty much everything. He's like, I need this money in order to pay the Connect, or else they're not going to be very happy. Ghost then writes him out a check. Not only after Tommy sticks the head through him. So it looks like these two kind of end it here on shitty terms, I guess you could say. We then have like Ghost this big ceremony for like the Department of Justice, or the Knights About Me thing. Tashi ain't there, she's too busy banging the lawyer. And then we think Sax or Mac is going to be announced as the new head, and it turns out it's Angela. Holy moly, Ghost and Angela share like a moment on the stairs, and then like that councilman guy like leverages like Ghost like sup man, and it's like, I just don't get why Ghost is taking shit for this councilman guy and this jabroni for fucking Queens. Honestly, it just feels like filler, this. I do not get it. But let me tell you something, guys. Shit absolutely hits the fan. We think Dre's put an order out to kill Kanan, but Kanan overpowers these two guys, stabs them both to death. Absolutely brutal. Good seeing Kanan back. I was wondering where the hell he was. Tommy goes to visit Teresa. Pretty funny scene. He's like, you're just an old as fuck me. He's like, you're young as fuck me. They're both laughing and smiling. I don't know. This was like a really heartwarming scene for me. I really enjoyed this. Right, but let's get to the scene that matters. Tariq heads outside. Cannot find anybody. He's not finding his girlfriend. But then he runs away for Ray Ray. Ray Ray tries to kill him, but Tariq gets the jump, manages to run away. Right, Ray Ray's looking for him. Then out of nowhere, Raina appears. And I'm thinking, there's no way they're going to kill Raina. Right? So obviously he's probably going to kidnap her or something, right? And then she like threatens him and says, stay away from my brother, or else my dad, Ghost, will kill you. And I'm like, she really thinks she's a big fucking girl here. A big lassie! What's Ray Ray going to do to that ultimatum? Well, Ray Ray doesn't wait around, folks. Ray Ray just whips his fucking gun out and drops Raina. And I was like, holy fuck. And Tariq's seen this. He runs over, she's dead, and that's how the episode ends. And I'm like, right, that is absolutely insane. Honestly, this is like the first scene that is like properly blew me away. Like, it's did shocking deaths before. Like, I didn't actually expect certain people to die. Like Greg, Mike's death kind of came out of nowhere, but once they put it in motion, I kind of like suspected it. Sean being killed by Kanan. But this, for me, is probably the biggest death that this show has pulled out at this stage of the game, honestly. And like, it was like the first time properly watching this show, I was like, fuck, I need to check out the next episode to see like Ghost and Tasha's reaction. And I'll say this, I think the reaction was a bit weird, but we'll leave that for the next episode. For me, I'm going to give this episode a 9. Really good episode. Par really ending strong here with season 4. But anyway, guys, leave your thoughts down below. And until next time, peace.